Listen to me. I need you to get this in your spirit today. When you have a plan B, you've already told yourself that plan A might fail. You're already building a mental escape route. You're already preparing to quit, and you don't even realize it. Winners don't keep safety nets. Champions don't keep a back door. The greats, the ones whose names are remembered long after they're gone, they burn the boats. They make retreat impossible. They put themselves in a position where the only direction to go is forward. When Hernan Cortez landed in Mexico in 1519, history says he told his men, burn the ships. Why? Because the moment you keep a ship all behind you, you know in the back of your mind, if this doesn't work out, I can sail back home. But when the ships are gone, when the way back is destroyed, you got no choice but to fight with everything you've got. That's the mindset you gotta bring to your goals. Destroy the exit signs, kill the excuses, burn the boats. See, the problem with most people is they want to try their dream while keeping their old life close by just in case. You want to start the business, but you keep the job you hate as your comfort zone. You want to be an athlete, but you already got an if it doesn't work plan lined up. You want the relationship, but you're keeping your dating app just in case. That's not commitment. That's doubt disguised as wisdom. And doubt will rob you before the enemy even has a chance to. You have to make it so that plan A is the only plan. No side doors, no safety nets. You've got to close every other option until success is no longer just a desire. It's a necessity. Because here's the truth. When you must succeed, you'll think differently. You'll fight differently. You'll dig deeper than you ever have before. That's what a burn the boats does. It changes your level of hunger. Let me tell you something. Hunger changes the game. When you have a plan B, you'll settle. You'll let yourself off the hook when things get hard. But when you don't have a plan B, quitting is not on the table. It's not even a word in your vocabulary. You'll work when you're tired. You'll push when you're scared. You'll create when you're broke. Because you know that there's no going back. And yeah, I know, it's scary. It's uncomfortable. But that's the point. Most people never get where they want to go because they keep running back to what's safe. Safety has stolen more dreams than failure ever has. If you want something you've never had, you've got to be willing to risk something you've always had. You've got to be willing to say, I'm not going back. Yeah. I don't care what happens. I'm not retreating. Burn the boats means you stop talking about. If it happens, and start talking about. When it happens, it means your dream isn't an experiment. It's a commitment. It means you make decisions every single day that align with your plan A, and you don't waste a second building a plan B. You're going to have people in your life tell you, that's reckless, that's dangerous. What if it doesn't work? And I'm telling you, what if it does work? What if you actually succeed beyond anything you imagine? You can't think like the crowd and expect to live like the uncommon. You got to put yourself in a position where the only way out is through. So today, I'm asking you, what ships do you need to burn? What comfort zones do you need to cut off? What just in case plans are you holding on to that or secretly holding you back? Because until you make the decision to fully commit, you're only halfway in. And halfway in. And halfway in never changes the world. Burn the boats. Don't give yourself the option to quit. Make your dream the only option, the only focus, the only plan. And when you do that, you'll be shocked at how resourceful, how creative, and how unstoppable you become. When there's no going back, the only thing left to do is move forward. And when you move forward with that kind of focus, you will win. Everybody loves the idea of success, but most people only want it when it's easy. They want it when it's convenient. They want it when the sun is shining, when their body feels good, when the motivation is high. But life doesn't hand out trophies for convenience. It rewards commitment. It rewards commitment. And if you got no plan B, you can't operate based on how you feel. You gotta operate based on what you committed to. Convenience says, I'll do it when it's comfortable. Commitment says, I'll do it no matter what. Convenience waits for the perfect conditions. Commitment creates the condition. Convenience looks for the easy way. Commitment said, if it's hard, good, that means it's worth it. If you're going to live with no plan B, you have to put commitment over convenience every single time. Here's the thing. The dream is going to test you. You're going to have days where nothing is going right, where you feel tired, where you're broke, where people you thought were in your corner walk away. In those moments, if you're chasing convenience, you'll quit. But if you're committed, you'll keep going. Because commitment isn't about how you feel in the moment. It's about the promise you made to yourself long before the moment came. When you have no plan B, you don't get the luxury of picking and choosing your grind days. Every day is a grind day. Every day is a chance to get better, even if it's not perfect, even if it's not pretty. Commitment means showing up even when you don't want to, even when nobody is watching, even when you're not getting the results yet. It means doing the work, whether it's exciting or boring, whether it's convenient or uncomfortable. See, most people get stuck because they confuse motivation with commitment. Motivation is a feeling. It comes and goes. Commitment is a decision. It stays. Motivation might get you started, but commitment is the only thing that will keep you going when motivation disappears. You can't rely on a feeling to carry you through. You have to rely on your decision. Convenience says, I'll work out when I have time. Commitment says, I'll make time. Convenience says, I'll work on my business after I'm done with everything else. Commitment says, I'll work on my business first because it matters most. Convenience is part-time effort. Commitment is full-time focus. And let me be real with you. Commitment will cost you something. It will cost you sleep. It will cost you nights out. It will cost you comfort. It might even cost you some friendships that can when you're focused. But here's what you got to understand. That cost is nothing compared to the price of regret. The pain of sacrifice lasts for a season. The pain of regret lasts for a lifetime. If you want to live with no plan B, you have to stop asking, is this easy? And start asking, is this worth it? Because if it's worth it, you do it no matter how hard it gets. Commitment doesn't need permission from your feeling. It doesn't need approval from the crowd. It doesn't need the perfect moment. It moves forward regardless. When you choose commitment over convenience, you start living differently. You stop looking for shortcuts and start looking for solutions. You stop quitting when it gets hard and start pushing harder because it's hard. You stop negotiating with your goals. You don't ask yourself, do I feel like it? You tell yourself, oh, we're doing it. And here's the beautiful thing. When you live like that, the results start to show up. Slowly at first, then all at once. People will look at you and say, you're so lucky. But it's not luck, it's commitment. It's the nights you stayed in working while they were out playing. It's the mornings you got up early when they were still sleeping. It's the sacrifices you made that they never saw. No plan B means you are married to the grind. It means you've taken an oath to your dream that you will not break. It means you will show up whether it's raining, whether it's snowing, whether you're tired, whether you're scared, whether you're winning, whether you're losing. Commitment over convenience. That's the mindset of a champion. So stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for it to feel right. Stop waiting for it to be easy. Commit today. Commit now. And when you do, watch how life bends in your favor. Because the universe rewards the ones who refuse to quit, who refuse to back down, who refuse to let comfort control their destiny. No plan B, all in. Commitment over convenience. Pressure is not your enemy. Pressure is your greatest gift. The problem is most people spend their whole life running from pressure, avoiding pressure, hiding from pressure. They think pressure means something's wrong. But I'm here to tell you, pressure is the environment where greatness is born. Diamonds are just chunks of coal that handle pressure the right way. Without pressure, they stay cold. With pressure, they become priceless. When you live with no plan B, you put yourself in a place where you have to perform. You can't play small. You can't hide behind excuses. The pressure is on. And that's exactly where you discover what you're really made of. See, comfort never made anybody great. It's pressure that pulls out your creativity, your resilience, your hustle, your discipline. Pressure forces you to stretch. Pressure forces you to grow. Some of you right now are in situations where the weight feels heavy. You're asking yourself, why is this so hard? Why do I have to go through this? And I'm telling you, because the version of you that's going to live the life you dream about cannot be built in comfort. It's going to be built in the fire of pressure. When there's no plan B, you don't have the option to say, if this is too much, you have to rise to the occasion. And here's the thing, when you know there's no fallback, you will think in ways you never thought before. You will work in ways you never worked before. You will push yourself to levels you didn't know existed. Pressure forces you to find a way because there is no other way. I know you want it to be easy. I know you want it to be smooth, but if it was easy, everybody would have it. If it was easy, everybody would be successful. It's the pressure that separates the average from the exceptional. Pressure doesn't destroy you, it reveals you, it shows you what's inside. And if you don't like what's inside, pressure gives you the chance to change it. You gotta stop avoiding the situations that scare you and start stepping into them. Pressure in your business? Good. That means growth is coming. Pressure in your training? Good. That means strength is coming. Pressure in your relationships? Good. That means depth is coming. Stop running from the weight. Learn to carry it. Because the more weight you can handle, the bigger the doors that will open for you. Let me be real with you. Pressure will break you if you let it. But if you decide it's going to make you, it will transform you into someone unstoppable. It's all about your perspective. You can say, oh, this pressure is crushing me. Or you can say, oh, this pressure is shaping me. The situation might be the same, but your mindset determines the outcome. When you live with no plan B, pressure is the normal environment. You get used to working with the clock ticking. You get used to performing when the stakes are high. You get used to solving problems with the whole game on the line. And when you do that long enough, what used to scare you becomes your comfort zone. You start to thrive in situations where other people fold. Look at every championship athlete, every world-class entrepreneur, every legendary performer. They've all been through seasons of intense pressure. They've all had moments where the margin for error was zero. They've all been in rooms where one wrong move could cost everything. And instead of crumbling, they rose. That's the difference. They didn't pray for less pressure. They built the capacity to handle more. Pressure is like a gym for your character. Every rep makes you stronger. Every set makes you tougher. And just like in the gym, if you avoid the heavy weight, you'll never build the muscle. If you avoid the hard situations, you'll never build the grit. Pressure is not here to stop you. It's here to prepare you for the life you say you want. So stop wishing it was easier. Start working to get stronger. The next time you feel that pressure, don't run from it. Lean into it. Remind yourself that diamonds are made in it. Tell yourself that this is the part where you grow. Because the truth is, the greatest things in your life will not be built in times of comfort. They will be built in seasons of pressure. No plan B means you accept the pressure. You embrace it. You let it refine you instead of destroy you. And when you do that, when you come out on the other side, you won't just have survived. You'll have transformed. You'll be the diamond that everybody else doubted could come from coal. Everybody wants to dream, but not everybody wants to pay the price. Success is expensive. It's not free, and it's not on sale. The entry fee isn't money. It's sacrifice. You're not going to walk into the light you've been talking about without leaving something behind. And if you got no plan B, you got to understand, sacrifice isn't optional. It's the ticket in. We live in a world where people want everything quick, easy, and comfortable. They want the six-pack, but don't want to give up junk food. They want the business, but don't want to give up Netflix nights. They want the championship, but don't want to give up sleeping in. But here's the truth. You can't have it all. Something's got to give. And if you want the life you've been dreaming about, what's going to give is your comfort, your convenience, and sometimes your connections. Sacrifice means giving up what you want now for what you want most. It means turning down short-term pleasure so you can have long-term fulfillment. It means saying no to distractions, even when they look fun, even when they look harmless, because you know they're not helping you get to your goal. When you have no plan B, your dream becomes a priority, not a priority, the priority. And that means everything else gets filtered through one question. Does this move me closer to my goal, or does it take me further away? If it takes you further away, you cut it. No debate, no delay. You cut it because you're not here to fit in. You're here to break through. Let me be real with you. Sacrifice will hurt. It will hurt to say no when everybody else is saying yes. It will hurt to stay in and work while your friends are out partying. It will hurt to invest your money into your dream instead of into things that give you instant gratification. But here's what you gotta know. That pain is temporary, and the payoff lasts a lifetime. Think about it. Every great athlete, every top entrepreneur, every high achiever you admire, they all had to give something up. They sacrificed sleep, social life, comfort, and sometimes even relationships to get where they are. They understood that the dream demands payment up front. You don't get the rewards first. You put in the work, you make the sacrifices, and then you get the reward. But here's the thing. Most people will never make it, not because they're not talented, not because they're not smart, but because they're not willing to give something up. They want the mountaintop view without the climb. They want the crown without the crawl. But if you want to live with no plan B, you've got to understand the climb is part of the deal. When you make sacrifice a part of your DNA, you stop feeling sorry for yourself. You stop complaining about what you don't have and start working with what you do have. You stop comparing your journey to somebody else's because you know your path is different and your sacrifices are different. Sacrifice will also show you who's really with you. When you start cutting out distractions, some people will leave. They'll tell you you've changed, and they're right. You have changed because the old you was okay with average. The old you was okay with comfort. The old you was okay with having a plan B. But the new you is laser focused. The new you is disciplined. The new you knows the cost and you're willing to pay it. And let me tell you something powerful. When you get to the other side, when you pay the price and you're living in the reality you used to dream about, the sacrifices won't feel like losses. They'll feel like investments. You'll look back and say, that wasn't me losing something. That was me buying my future. So I'm asking you, what are you willing to give up to get what you say you want? Because the bigger the dream, the bigger the sacrifice. Don't expect to pay pennies for $1 million life. And don't expect the dream to bend to your schedule. You have to bend your schedule to the dream. Sacrifice isn't punishment. It's proof that you're serious. And if you've got no plan B, you prove it every single day by what you're willing to walk away from. There's no halfway to greatness. You can't dip your toes in the water and expect to swim with the sharks. If you want to live a no plan B life, you've got to go all in. Now sometimes, not when it's convenient, not when you feel like it. I'm talking about every single day, every single hour, putting all of you into all of it. Going all in means there is no test in the waters. You're not here to try. You're here to do. The moment you say, I'll see how it goes, you've already given yourself a way out. That's not commitment. That's hesitation. And hesitation kills more dreams than failure ever will. When you go all in, your dream isn't a side hustle. It's your main focus. Your actions, your schedule, your energy, your relationships, everything starts lining up with your vision. You stop entertaining things that don't move you forward. You stop wasting time on distractions. You start treating every day like it's game day. Because in the no plan B life, every day is game day. And let me be real with you, all in is scary. All in means you might fail publicly. All in means you might lose money. All in means you might get hurt. But here's the truth. The people who play it safe never win big. Playing small keeps you comfortable, but it also keeps you average. And average is the enemy of excellence. All in means when the obstacles come, and they will, you don't slow down, you speed up. When the pressure builds, and it will, you dig deeper. When you feel like quitting, and you will, mind yourself, there's no plan B, and you push through. This isn't about feeling good in the moment. It's about doing what's necessary for the future you're building. Look at anyone who's built something extraordinary. They went all in. They didn't keep one foot in the old life and one foot in the new. They didn't half commit. They didn't say, if it doesn't work, I'll go back to what I was doing. No, they put everything on the line. Their time, their energy, their resources, their focus. And because they were all in, the universe met them halfway. Doors opened that wouldn't have opened for a halfway effort. Here's what you gotta understand. Success recognizes commitment. When you're halfway in, you send a signal that you're not ready yet. But when you go all in, you send a signal that you're prepared to handle what you're asking for. The dream will always demand proof before it delivers the reward. And all in, you're proof. Going all in also changes how people see you. When people see you operating at full commitment, they treat you differently. They take you seriously. Opportunities come your way because you look like someone who's ready to run with them. But if you're giving off a part-time energy, people will give you part-time opportunities. All in is also about resilience. Because when you've invested everything, you fight harder to protect it. You don't let a setback knock you out because you got too much skin in the game. That's why going all in actually increases your chances of winning. Because you got more to lose, so you fight like your life depends on it. But here's the flip side. If you're not willing to go all in, you might as well not start. Half effort won't get you there. Half discipline won't keep you there. And half belief will destroy you before you even get close. So if you're serious about your dream, make the decision right now. No more halfway, no more plan B. No more let's see how it goes. From this moment on, it's all in or nothing. You got one life, one shot, one chance to see what you're really capable of. Don't waste it playing safe. Don't waste it living in a gray area between commitment and comfort. Bet on yourself completely. And watch what happens when all of you shows up for all of it. No plan B. All in. Or nothing.